Yasu Malagezo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Selma, Hayek.
Holy shucks! God, you're beautiful!
Ladies and gentlemen, with the help of my bell, ringing it 3 times, Chris Farley, rest in peace, and the bellhop from The Simpsons, that's the best way I could ever describe the beautiful and talented woman that is Selma Hayek. She's pretty awesome. Not only does she have a good sense of humor about herself, she's a wonderful actress, and let's face it, one of the most beautiful women that has ever graced us on this big circle that I don't think is flat. Insert obvious joke here, of all time. And if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about the lovely Selma Hayek with the help of the Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. And let's just see how much more can we find out about this wonderful woman. Selma Hayek Pinault. I hope I said that right. I didn't even know that was her real name. Born Selma Valgarma Hayek Jimenez. I should have practiced this first. She was born on September 2nd, 1966. Is a Mexican and American film actress and producer. She began her career in Mexico starring in the telenovela Teresa and starred in the film El Callejón de los Milagros. I don't know why I said it with an accent. Which is also known as Miracle Alley, for which she was nominated for an Ariel Award. In 1991, Hayek moved to Hollywood and came to prominence with roles in films such as Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, Wild Wild West, and Dogma. Hayek's breakthrough role was in the 2002 film Frida as Mexican painter Frida Kahlo, for which she was nominated for Best Actress for the Academy Awards, the BAFTA Film Awards, the Golden Globe Awards, and the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and which she also produced. This movie received widespread attention and was critical and commercial success. Hayek won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Directing in a Children, Youth, Family Special for the Maldonado Miracle in 2004, and received a Primetime Emmy Award nomination for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series after guest starring in an ABC television comedy drama, Ugly Betty, in 2007. She also guest starred on the NBC comedy series 30 Rock from 2009 to 2013. In 2017, she was nominated for an Independent Spirit Award for her role in Beatrice at Dinner. Hayek's subsequent films include Grown Ups, Puss in Boots, Grown Ups 2, Tale of Tales, Sausage Party. All right, come on, guys. The Hitman's Bodyguard, and Like a Boss. Hayek has been married to French business magnate Francis Henry Pinault since 2009, with whom she has a daughter. So, as you can see, guys, from a person who didn't start off with a lot, definitely ended up with a lot. And she's kicked ass doing it. I've seen Frida. It's a pretty good movie. I'm going to talk more about it later, but for now, I'd like to get into more facts, and I'd like to go on fascinate.com to help me out. That's right, folks. Every person that does a podcast has to get his facts on the internet. And it's a hot day, the AC is off. It almost feels like a beautiful day in Mexico. So this will help me get into the fiesta-tive mood to celebrate the life that is Selma Hayek. Keep in mind, she is only 55 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what 5 plus 5 is? It's a 10. And that's what Selma Hayek is. Smooth. But seriously, let's get into some facts. Selma Hayek was born in the beautiful coastal city of, I know I'm going to fuck this up, Coatzacoalcos. I think I got it. Or simply Kotza. Costanza. Her father was a successful businessman who ran for mayor of Kotza, but it was her mother who got young Hayek started. She was an opera singer and talent scout. Needless to say, she didn't have to go far to scout out her daughter's talent. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Behind every powerful person is usually some kick-ass parents. Selma Hayek didn't always have her stunning good looks. That's blasphemy. When Hayek was a child, her grandmother employed an unusual method to ensure that she would grow up to be beautiful. What? Apparently, her grandmother used to shave the hairs off her head and eyebrows right off to encourage them to grow back thicker. Her name was Abulia. I think I said that right. And it paid off. It paid off. Thank you. Even before she had to learn a second language, Selma Hayek always had difficulty reading, as do I when I do a podcast. Hayek discovered that she suffered from ADHD and a disability called dyslexia. Between the two, she struggled with focusing and preceding languages. Her diagnosis didn't make high school any easier. And then things took another turn for the worse. She took one of the lead roles in The Wild Wild West. No, I'm just kidding, but we'll get to that shit later. The actress got herself expelled from high school for what some sources describe as antics. Apparently, she enjoyed playing pranks on the nuns. Well, who doesn't? I mean, I've heard stories about nuns hitting kids and telling children that if you eat a ham sandwich, you're going to hell. I mean, who could blame her? They must have been jealous. It's pretty obvious. Shame on you, nuns. Did you not learn anything from Sister Act or Sister Act 2 starring Lauryn Hill? Jesus H. Grow up. If you pull up a picture of Selma Hayek nowadays, you'll never believe that she used to suffer from an embarrassing condition. In her 20s, Hayek's skin was anything but clean and clear and under control. She was plagued by acne so severe that it actually drove her into a depressive spiral. If her beauty doesn't prove that good things come to those who wait, I don't know what does. Well said, Fascinate. Well said. Hayek finally got her big break in the film and television industry, even before she moved to Hollywood. The actress landed a starring role in the Mexican telenovela series Teresa. She portrayed an intelligent and beautiful upstart. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what Mexican telenovela is, it's an awesome station. Their weather girls pretty much wear whatever they want, but again, that's a story for another time. Go on YouTube. If you're a guy, have some fun. Most people think that Hayek's biggest film is Frida, but few people know that before she made her way to the City of Stars, she conquered Mexican cinema. Hayek landed the leading role in the most award film in Mexican history, El Callejón de los Milagros. Again, I'm trying to do a Mexican accent, but it sounds very Greek. I don't know. I'm not getting paid for this, so figuring that she probably couldn't top that, Hayek looked for another challenge and moved to Hollywood in 1991. There you go. You dominate one sport, let's dominate the other. Why not? Why not? One would imagine that with Hayek's credentials, she would have strolled into LAX like a queen. Instead, Hayek found herself at the bottom of the pecking order. As she got to work restudying acting with a famous coach, Hayek also enjoyed the Los Angeles nightlife, where she had a disturbing encounter with one of the most famous men in the world. Well, let's see. I mean, it can't be a future president that starred in Home Alone 2.
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks, Malaka. That's right, folks. She almost ended up in a relationship with Donald, black people used to love him, Trump. The billionaire turned president apparently tried to pull out all of the moves to woo Hayek. While they attended a swanky party, he noticed Hayek was cold and draped his jacket over her shoulders to keep her warm. But not all his gestures were so charming. We know. So one thing I didn't mention was that, according to Hayek, Trump was hitting on her when she already had a boyfriend. You might say, how was he to know that? Well, if you believe Hayek, Trump actually used her boyfriend to get her phone number and ask her out. When she showed up, he allegedly told her, he's not good enough for you. Not important. He's not important. He's not big enough for you. You have to go out with me. There's that asshole spirit. Needless to say, Hayek wasn't about to cheat on her boyfriend with Donald Trump. But it doesn't seem like Donald Trump was about to give up that easily. Hayek believes that Trump had stories planted in the news to make her come around to him. One even said that he refused to date her because She was too short. And when that failed, he didn't take it well at all. We're no strangers to Trump's sore losing. Years after all this drama, Trump spent an astonishing $145,000 at an auction just so he could have lunch with Selma Hayek. And then, when the time for the big date finally came, Trump stood Hayek up. I guess you can't put a price on belated revenge. I mean, it's not all bad. You know, it's not like years later someone recorded you on a bus or anything. To be honest, there wasn't much holding Hayek back from making it big in Hollywood. She was intelligent. She was young. She was attractive. She had experience. First of all, let me stop you right there, Mr. Fascinate. She still looks amazing. I'm pretty sure she still has her smarts. So let's be careful what you say here. All right, let's keep it classy. Okay, we're not all Trump here. Okay, just come on, you're better than that. Even major studios heads told Hayek that she could have been the biggest star in Hollywood. Well, I can't imagine a Hollywood executive, bullshitting with an actress and lying to them, and I sit here on this couch and just relax. I can't imagine this would actually happen to her. I really can't. Okay, but I like to think that Selma Hayek is smarter than that, and obviously throughout all this bullshit, she knew what to do. And it says here that when Hayek heard what it was, she felt like screaming. According to Hayek, in an interview with Vanity Fair, the studio heads said to her something along the lines of, "You could have been the biggest star in America, but you were born in the wrong country. You can never be a leading lady because we can't take the risk of you opening your mouth and people thinking of their maids." Wow. Holy shit. I would never have the balls to say that to anybody. I mean, judging by the sound of my voice, you can tell I got a big set. But at the same time, I would never, ever do that. And that's fucking crazy because there's been tons of women before her. Look at Sophia Loren. Perfect example there. I mean, how the fuck can you say that? It's pretty obvious. I mean, she's been doing it for what, like over 30 years? She's killed it. So anybody can do whatever you want. And that's the greatest thing about America. Okay? And even Canada too. You can come from wherever. We'll take you in. Maybe not during COVID, but that's a different story. But, and you can do whatever you want. Have the freedom to do whatever you want. So she didn't listen to that shit, and she kept going. Good for her. Selma Hayek's stunning good looks are, and have been for decades now, world famous. It's not surprising then what happened on the set of her first major Hollywood film. Hayek had a love scene with Antonio Banderas in the 1995 film Desperado. Suffice to say, the cameras weren't the only ones who showed up to catch the sultry scene. More into that lovely detail or details later. There's a unique bond that forms between the cast and crew of a film. Sometimes that bond is a little too close. While on the set of Desperado, the entire crew showed up to watch the filming of Banderas and Hayek's love scene. Fortunately, only essential crew members and the cameras actually saw the scene. before audiences all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no easy way to say this. Those guys are perverts. I mean, if you know what? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a classy way to say this. Again, you know, you can't blame them. You know, but usually it's a closed set when they have love scenes. Usually it's just the director and maybe a couple cameramen. Extremely lucky cameramen, but yeah. So there you go. They're not making a porno here, guys. I mean, come on. Let's try to keep this classy. Okay? You know, come on. Again, you can't blame them, but just saying. Hot off the heels of her performance in Desperado, Selma Hayek next had a pivotal role in the Quentin Tarantino classic From Dusk Till Dawn. You know, technically this isn't a Quentin Tarantino film. It's actually a Robert Rodriguez film. Okay, we're going to have to check into that later on. He was in the movie, don't get me wrong. He was awesome in it, but I'm just saying, you know. But him, you know, but those two guys are good buddies, you know, so it's all good. Again, you know, I'm just saying, just get the facts right. In the now iconic scene, the actress appeared and performed a scintillating dance with a snake. There was just one kavit. I don't even know what that means. One not so small, scaly, slithering kavit with fangs. Okay, so it means a snake. Really pointy fangs. Fangs. Did I just say fangs? I'm thinking of... Well, this is what happens when you watch Selma Hayek do a dance with a snake, guys, okay? She did it way before Britney. Spiders, sharks, and snakes? These are all things that I just don't do. And neither does Selma Hayek. The actress had a terrible case of... Oh, fuck me, I can't say this. Ophidiophobia, a.k.a. a very sane, perfectly normal fear of those sickening, slithering, scaly serpents known as snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? So how does someone with ode whatever end up filming a scene in which they dance with one of those serpents? It's awesome. I don't know. Because there was simply no way that Selma Hayek or any rational human being would agree to film a dance scene with a snake. From Dusk Till Dawn's producer had to get creative by lying. Which is the first time that I've ever heard of a guy lying to a woman. The film's producer tricked Hayek into taking the role, and she had to spend months in therapy to overcome her fear, aka perfectly rational feelings. But the trick did work. Or did it? Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, well, obviously. You would hope that if you had to do a dance with a snake, which I can never see myself doing, someone would have planned the whole thing out. I mean, down to the very second that the director yells, "Cut!" Thank you. And you can chuck the thing and run. Unfortunately, for Selma Hayek, her memorable tabletop snake dance consisted of exactly 0 choreography. Perfect. The film's producer simply told her to feel the music and the scales of the snake slithering all over. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I've seen some weird shit online, as we all have. I just, bored in this COVID quarantine. I saw a couple episodes of, and by I mean a couple, I'm pretty sure the majority of them, 1,000 Ways to Die. And someone can get easily choked out by a snake. So they took a huge chance here. Yeah, Britney Spears held it for how long? Maybe 8-9 seconds. She had a wingspan there. The whole arms stretched out, comfortable, and worst case, she could just chuck the shit into the crowd, and then it'd be their problem. But again, this was very risky, but extremely worth it from a guy's point of view. I'm probably from a woman's point of view too, but no. But in all seriousness, that's pretty fucked up. I didn't know that. So well worth it. Well worth it. Hayek's next big role would come in 1999's Wild Wild West. Oh, fuck. However, the role was almost destined for someone else. Should have been. The film's creators originally offered it to Jennifer Lopez. Oh. Only to be turned down. Then they offered the part to Penelope Cruz, who had to pass because of a scheduling conflict. After Cruz didn't work out, Hayek stepped in. But in time, she wished she turned it down too. Yeah, I sort of wish that too. I mean, very shitty movie. We'll get into that in a little bit. Clearly, the director of this piece of shit wanted an awesome ass in there, because there is a shot where, remember those old pajamas, and they have the chute in the back there so you can, do your business. That was a great shot. Again, we'll get into this in a little bit, but this, hopefully it was a good paycheck. Hayek's major role in the much mangled Wild Wild West, we gotta talk about this again, is one of the low points in Hayek's stellar career. She and the rest of the starring cast were not exactly happy with the final product. Neither was the audience, when it screened in theaters all over the world. And at the cottage where, I guess, I don't know, me and my friends and family had nothing else to do. But anyways, Hayek's major complaint was that she felt underutilized. With this, we can all agree. Everybody, I'm sure, felt the same way. Again, I'm gonna get to it, okay? Selma Hayek learned from her experience on the set of Wild Wild West. Oh, Jesus. Will it not end? And her early run-ins with studio heads, that if she wanted better parts, she would have to produce them herself. So, she did what any superwoman would do. The actress started up her own production company, and she hit the ground running. The company's first production was Mexico's official selection for submission to the Oscars. There you go. That's it. You ask people to help you out, it gets to a point where it's like, you know what, buff on ghoul, I gotta do the shit myself, okay? Dame espacio. Hayek wasted no time producing films with better roles that would showcase the full scope of her talents. Again, I'm not going to say the obvious joke there. You keep baiting me, okay? Stop it. And cultural heritage. She produced and starred in the critically acclaimed film Frida, about the artist Frida Kahlo. Though the movie was a huge success for Hayek, even winning her an Oscar nomination, behind the scenes, production was a nightmare. Let's get into it. Like so many Hollywood actresses in the 1990s and 2000s, Selma Hayek had to deal with harassment from Harvey Weinstein. A baloney-titted motherfucker. During the early years of her career, the producer would show up at her hotel rooms without any warning, then pressure her into taking showers with him. Holy fuck. Receiving massages from him and far worse. While making Frida, his behavior became more chilling than ever. What a fucking douchebag. Back in the early 2000s, Weinstein was the head of Miramax, the studio producing Frida. At first, Hayek felt thrilled about working with him, but as time passed and the mogul realized Hayek wouldn't sleep with him, shocker, he began to lash out. He started by trying to push Hayek out of the movie, saying he had offered the lead role to someone else. From there, things only got worse. In an effort to push Hayek out of the project, the producer gave her a list of outrageous demands. He hoped that she'd fail to meet them, which would give him an excuse to boot her from her own movie. What a pussy. If Hayek didn't raise $10 million, get an A-list director, rewrite the script for free, and cast 4 more A-list actors, he'd can the movie. Little did he know, Hayek was a fighter. Absolutely. I mean, fuck, man. I mean, I already talked about that Shrek-looking motherfucker in my very first podcast. Hashtag me too, hashtag not me. So we all know this guy's a douchebag. This guy got what he deserved. This fucking guy, he tries to walk in the court, with the walk or whatever. Oh, I'm fucking, whatever. You're a fucking dick. Oh, man. But don't worry. I'm sure in jail, people will definitely be visiting you in the shower. But yeah, she did exactly what she had to do. I didn't know she had to go through all this. I'm sorry for that. And, she made a pretty kick-ass movie. So I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. Despite being a relatively new actress in Hollywood, Hayek managed to meet these ridiculous demands. She somehow convinced a roster of A-list talent to join the project, forcing the mogul to keep his promise and make the movie happen. Unfortunately, her victory was short-lived. The powerful producer simply took out his anger on Hayek during filming. Well, that's what needle dicks do. According to Hayek's emotional piece in the New York Times, Weinstein once threatened her life. He allegedly told her, "I will kill you. Don't think I can't." Wow. Jesus Christ. How much of an insecure prick do you have to be? Like, how much of a fucking baby fat man-child do you have to be in order to act like this towards a woman? I mean, it is just fucking insane, man, this world. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I know there's a lot of pressure on women in Hollywood and they got to put up with this shit every day, even if fucking Joe Jerkoff is in jail. But, say something right away. I mean, we got to put a stop to this. I mean, this is just insane. So, but guess what, dickhead? She's still here. So, while filming Frida, Hayek remembers how Weinstein would show up without warning and scream about the movie's endless faults. According to him, Hayek couldn't act. Her character's iconic unibrow was unsightly, and she was incompetent producer. Once, he even ordered everyone on set to leave so he could provide his most cutting remark to Hayek in private. Holy fuck. What a dickhead. Once everyone was gone, the producer revealed what he really thought of Hayek. Apparently, she was only as good as her physical appearance. Weinstein believed that if Hayek wasn't going to look conventionally beautiful in Frida, the movie was already a failure. As such, he had no choice but to cut his losses and close down production on the half-filmed movie. Hayek was distraught, and then he gave her an ultimatum that would haunt her forever. Hayek had a horrible experience on the prestige project of Frida, but thankfully, Hollywood is just as chock full of great, open-minded creatives as it is full out-of-touch studio executives. Alfred Molina, one of Hayek's Frida's co-stars, said of her, "If Selma were white and male, she'd be bigger than Harvey." And you know what? She's absolutely right. Again, guys, we got to stop this from happening. Nip this shit in the bud. I think we've come a very long way in the last couple of years since the hashtag #MeToo movement. That has helped out actresses a lot. Everyone's gotten together and helped this situation where, women are just absolutely just mistreated in Hollywood. So, and yeah, Selma Hayek, man, I've seen her in interviews, man. She's got some balls, man. Absolutely. I mean, she seems like a pretty tough woman. So, it just sucks that something like this has to happen. But keep in mind, guys, the movie came out absolutely great. Selma Hayek's genius was so obvious from the moment she arrived in Hollywood that even her enemy, Harvey Weinstein, had to agree with Molina's statement. The now disgraced Hollywood producer had some high praise for Hayek later on in her career. He called the actress turned producer a real ball breaker. Motherfucker, if she would have literally snapped your balls if she was your height and size, I never understand how guys can just take out their insecurities on women. And I get it, we all get into fights and shit, but if you're gonna act like a fucking sucky baby because you don't have your way, with a woman, and then later on praise her, after the fact, everyone else is praising her, and and try to jump on the bandwagon like you didn't fucking do anything, fuck off, man. I mean, what a jerk off. But anyways, she was able to hold her ground and even met all the demands that this asshole wanted, and she made an awesome film. So just stick to your guns, guys. You know what I mean? Once a bully is exposed, they're done. Just keep that in mind. Frida wasn't just fruitful for Selma Hayek's career. It was also a labor of love that allowed her to work with her then boyfriend, Edward Norton. Edward Norton went out with her? Really? I didn't even know that. Cool. While Hayek went through torment in pre-production, Norton stepped up to help his lady, as well he should. He rewrote the movie's entire script for free, though he never received credit. Hayek recently revealed Norton's help, calling her ex an angel. That's pretty cool. I like that. I've heard that story about Ed Norton. I'll talk about him one day. That a lot of people don't like the way he goes into a movie and rewrites shit. But listen, in this case, it paid off. So you never know. Sometimes, sometimes you gotta all be on board and just make sure everyone's happy. And there you go. The project will be good. One of Selma Hayek's former beaux, is that how you say it? Beaux. Beau, yeah, right? Okay. Yeah, you don't pronounce the X. Is someone you'll recognize and then wonder why these two couldn't make it work. Hollywood Observer spotted Hayek strolling hand in hand with Josh Lucas, the king of the early 2000s rom-coms. Sadly, the couple only lasted 1 year, which is short even in a celebrity dating years. And the reason for their breakup is just heartbreaking. With Selma Hayek's career taking off both in front and behind the camera, it's to wonder where she found the time for a boyfriend. And Josh Lucas was wondering the same thing. After just 1 year, the couple headed to Splitsville. In an interview with GQ, Lucas put it this way: women of a certain age oftentimes feel they need to stay on the treadmill, the figurative treadmill. If both people are working, it's a problem. Well, what's he trying to say here, folks? Is he saying the career got in the way? She was just... Listen, when you're really heavy in your career and you got a good role going, you're going to have to make sacrifices. Family, friends, and even boyfriends or girlfriends. It's just something you got to do. So it happens. Just because she became a bona fide megastar and producer doesn't mean that Hayek stopped facing discrimination. Adam Sandler recruited Hayek to take a starring role in the film Grown Ups. While Sandler might have been happy with the casting decision, the studio executives were less than comfortable with the decision. Why? I mean, I'm gonna get into this movie in a little bit, but let's just figure out what the fuck they're bitching about now. After learning that Adam Sandler had cast Hayek for Grown Ups, the studio executives had some input of their own. Of course they do, they're fucking pricks. Apparently the executives asked for someone less ethnic. Holy fuck. And this is just a few years ago, huh? Oh my God, people are stupid. To take on Hayek's role. Sandler replied simply by stating that he had already offered the role to Hayek and warned them never to bring it up again. Adam Sandler, I've loved you ever since Saturday Night Live. Dude, you're fucking awesome. I love you. In an interview with People magazine, Selma Hayek said, "I'm not a feminist. If men were going through the things women are going through today, I would be fighting for them with just as much passion. I believe in equality." Those beautiful words didn't sit well with E! Online, however, and they called her comments cringe-worthy. First of all, let me just say this. I'm Canadian, very proud Canadian. I remember when SARS stock came out, and I don't know, the guy and the girl there, they were making fun of SARS stock, making fun of a disease. E-channel. Go fuck yourself. Hayek later clarified her comments in an interview with The Guardian. She said, "I am a feminist because I love women and I am ready to fight for women. But it should not be just because I am a woman. After all, being a feminist is about what you do, not just what you say and how you say it." And let's just say that Hayek is all about action. It's true. Very true. Tough woman, man. I mean, you mix the Mexican in there, and you gotta watch out, man. I'm telling you, like it's sorry. I usually don't read like what it says, and then like it usually says something, and then it says the fact here, but it says she's got milk. You guys, you're trying to set me up, man. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Not now. What's the craziest thing you've done on vacation? Skydive, snorkel, maybe? How about breastfeed? While on a trip with UNICEF to Sierra Leone, Salma Hayek did exactly that. Nightline, who followed Hayek on the trip, filmed the actress breastfeeding a week-old infant. Ladies and gentlemen, I do remember this, and do I say a joke? Do I say, look, she's just, doing what she does? I'll just say this: if I ever see that kid, I will absolutely give him a high five. We'll just keep it at that. Hayek didn't just go to Sierra Leone to give out free breast milk. Of course not. The mother of the infant she fed was incapable of producing any milk of her own, so Hayek stepped in to do the motherly thing. Which reminds me, I do need cereal. She allowed Nightline to film her heroics because she wanted to reduce the stigmata around breastfeeding and, of course, to give the wee one some lunch. Is it possible? I'm throwing this out there. Is it possible that somebody could request that as a last meal? I mean, is that all I'm saying is I've always been a 2% guy. I am willing to switch. The point is, okay, we're all having fun here, or at least I am. The point is, she wanted to prove that in need, she can help anybody. And it sucks that, in all seriousness, all jokes aside, like it sucks when you're a mother and you can't provide for your own kid, So I honestly, no bullshit. I thought it was pretty sweet that she went in there and did that herself, I mean, you keep in mind, guys, a woman is carrying around, her kid for 9 months. And then all you want to do is just nourish that kid, and it sucks you can't even do that. So she stepped in to do that, I think that's cool. Just saying. In 2015, the world learned that being Selma Hayek wasn't all glitz and glam. Or true moo. Sorry, last one. In courtroom documents, it came out that Hayek was being stalked and harassed by a deranged woman. She would impersonate Hayek, try to contact her family, and follow the star around. In the end, Hayek was so afraid that she had to file a restraining order against her pursuer. Wow. This Harvey Weinstein, holy fuck, man. Again, people only see the glitz and glamour of this business, but yeah, this shit happens all the time. Donald Trump is rich, really rich. But when Selma Hayek did finally decide to tie the knot, she managed to snag someone even richer. In 2009, Hayek tied the proverbial knot with a charming Frenchman. You may have heard of him. His name is Francis Henry Penault. Oh, okay, that's where the name came. Okay, I got it. And Forbes estimates his net worth at around $44.1 billion. I mean, do you really need the point? Because that's a shit ton of money, man. I mean, that is, wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. Actually, it's funny is he kind of looks like an older version of Daniel Craig, sort of. I mean, I don't know, the pink bow tie, I mean, I don't know. Then again, you're worth that much, you can wear whatever the fuck you want. Hayek did get married much later in life than most, but that's only because she was busy being Superwoman and punching through glass ceilings. Even though she had to wait, Hayek eventually gave birth to a baby girl at the age of 41. While Hayek adores her daughter and calls motherhood fulfilling, few people know that her pregnancy was part of a Hollywood scandal. Sorry, I just wanted to build a little suspense there. Hayek's motherly instincts don't just end with infants in need of a meal. Her motherly instincts extend to all, animals included. Hayek claims to have more than 50 pets in her life, and we're not just talking dogs and cats. The actress has even had alpacas. Most of the animals were rescues, and Hayek claims that they always find me. You can't blame him. Hayek is one of the most beautiful women in the world. No shit. I'll keep saying that too. I don't care. But even she has haters. When one of her old boyfriends caressed her, he said, "You're beautiful, but you're soft." Hayek responded by saying the exact right thing. "Very nice to have met you. Goodbye." In interviews, Hayek often repeats similar crendos, saying that Hollywood and society in general are far too hard on women's bodies. No shit. The voluptuous body is back. Okay, this isn't the 80s anymore. Okay? No offense to women that are really skinny. I'm just saying. Why have less when you can have extra? During Hayek's courtship with her now husband, Francis Henry Pinault, the couple apparently went through a rough patch. While they were on a break, it seemed like Pinault rebounded with another famously beautiful woman, the supermodel Linda Evangelista. She gave birth to Pinault's son, Augustin. I'm assuming he was born in August. Just a few months later, Hayek gave birth to Pinault's daughter. Huh. I see. You know, guys, in life, things happen. I mean, they do say, for every beautiful woman out there, there is a guy that is tired of having sex with her. I've never met a woman that I've ever had tired of having sex with. God only knows it's definitely the other way around. But, I mean, this woman, yeah, she's cute too. She's, yeah, that's, you know what? This is none of my business. I don't, yeah. We already know that making Frida was a nightmare. But here's what Hayek said was the very worst part. I can't imagine after all this shit, what's the worst part? Eventually, Hayek realized that the only way she could finish making her passion project was by bending to Harvey Weinstein's will. Which, I don't know. According to a lot of women, it looks very disgusting. I don't know if you ever see like a purple snail on a hot day. He absolutely demanded that the movie spice things up with an intimate scene between Selma Hayek and Ashley Judd. Defeated, Hayek conceded and agreed to shoot the scene. The finished product was sensual, but the actual filming experience was horrific. Listen, it ain't right. It's not right. We know that. Okay? We know that. We know that. I'm just, I mean, this is a fucked up industry, man. I'm telling you. Is there like ever a way to be an actor or actress and just do your thing? I mean, is this ever gonna happen? I mean, I get it. We've come a long ways in the last couple of years, I guess. But I mean, it's just gonna keep happening until, we have we go through a contract with a fine tooth comb, and and again, you make something that you're very passionate about. That's your passion project. Like, you don't see anything like fucked up, and it's fucking crazy, man. I mean, according to Selma Hayek, the scene gave her a nervous breakdown. She took rapid, gulping breaths. She snobbed uncontrollably and couldn't stop shaking. Soon Hayek was so distraught that she began to vomit. Eventually, the only way she could calm down was by being sedated with a tranquilizer. First of all, if anybody doesn't know what a tranquilizer is, it's something that'll just literally just knock you out like that. I like whatever you're going through, if you're sick or whatever, you just want to get out. That's it. I mean, it was that bad, guys. I mean, like the whole point of a movie is, having fun and, providing entertainment for people, Fuck, man, this is crazy. I mean, I feel so bad for her, honestly. I really do. I mean, this, shit. I mean, I know this guy got what he deserved for sure, but I mean, the damage is done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Him and Bill Cosby, man, this is why I'm for the death penalty. I'm being honest. I mean, let's just, come on, like we're all thinking it. Let's just, It's crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Like all the shit that, some actresses have to go through. And Selma Hayek, like in the end, made an awesome movie. I just want her to know that. I hope she knows that deep down. And I feel really bad that she had to go through all this shit. And, it sucks. It really, really sucks. Nobody deserves that, So again, we have to make sure that people are protected in this business. Doesn't matter, man, women, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs to be protected, because all you want to do is just, she had this great idea, real passion project, you could tell, but she wanted it done that bad that she just had to go through with this. But yeah, she shouldn't have had to. I mean, fuck, man, this sucks. It really sucks, and sorry she had to go through that, But she's done a lot of things and a lot of accomplishments in her life. And if you don't mind, I like to share it via imdb.com. Why? Because I hate fucking Rotten Tomatoes. What a stupid website. It's owned by Paramount. They, come on. Anyways, her very first project that she did was all the way back in 1988 to 1989, and there's a little TV series, and I know for sure I'm absolutely going to mispronounce this. Un Nouveau Amancer. She showed up in, quite a few episodes. There we go. Like I mentioned before, Teresa, another TV series she did. And at this time, she came to the States, and in 1992, she was part of a TV series called Street Justice. I started hearing about Street Justice when Denzel Washington said it in Training Day, but in the 90s, there was Street Justice too. So, just keep that in mind. Carl Weathers was part of this. Nice. Yeah, I always liked him. Then she was on a TV series called Dream On. I actually remember the show. This was on HBO. It was one of their first original shows that they had. I don't know. It was about a guy who, I don't know, he was a book editor, and I don't know, like, it was weird. It was kind of like a Family Guy in the sense where he would like be in a situation, then he would think of something that he saw on TV, or it wasn't a bad show. It was all right. I liked it. Had David Crane. That guy's all right. Then she was on a TV series called Nurses. Selma Hayek in a nurse uniform. Sure. Jack's Place TV series. Then she was in something called Mi Vida Loca, which means I think something crazy, according to Ricky Martin. Okay, so this is the first time I ever saw Selma Hayek in anything, was the Sinbad show. Okay, yes, I did watch the Sinbad show. I like Sinbad, the comedian. I thought he was a funny dude. I like the movie House Guest he did with Phil Hartman, rest in peace. And yeah, she showed up in a few episodes here. I think she was like the neighbor or something, and God bless the 90s and belly shirts. I guess we got Janet Jackson to thank for that one. Yeah, so she showed up in a few episodes of that. She looked great. I don't know. Yeah, it's awesome. Then she was in a TV show, El Vivero de Guria. I apologize to anybody that's Mexican that's listening to this. I am really sorry, man. Yeah. I mean, like I'm yeah. Sorry. Then a TV series called Rebel Highway, a TV movie called Road Racers, TV movie Cherry Street, South of Maine. She was in a movie called Midach Alley. I don't know why I pronounced it like that. Then 1995 happened, and we were all blessed with Desperado, which is an awesome movie. You got to give props to Antonio Banderas playing a musician, but at the same time, he was a gunslinger. Okay, now Robert Rodriguez, awesome guy. He was the writer and director of this. It's the whole trilogy, I guess you can call it, of El Mariachi, which apparently only cost $5,000 to make. That's the very first one. Antonio Banderas was not in that one. Selma Hayek was not in that one. But in the second one, it definitely got more recognition. They definitely put way more money into this. Awesome cast of people, too. I mean, Cheech Marin's in it, Steve Buscemi's in it, Quentin Tarantino, Danny Trejo, which I think is one of the first movies I ever saw Danny Trejo in, too. I don't think he says shit in this movie either. He's just throwing knives. It's fucking awesome, man. This is a great movie. Great action scenes. Selma Hayek looks fucking amazing in it. She's awesome in it. Just overall, a great movie. A lot of exposure for a lot of these actors. So, yeah, definitely recommend it. Also that year, she did Better Than Ezra, Rose Elia, version 1, the short video. Then she showed up in 4 Rooms, which was written by Quentin Tarantino, not directed. But she was a TV dancing girl. Huh. I gotta be honest, I don't remember her in this. I really don't. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It's a good little movie. Tim Roth he plays like a bellhop. They deal with, I think, like 4 different situations, and it's pretty good. Again, I don't remember her in this, but yeah, there you go. Cool. Very good movie, by the way. Very good movie. Of course, Quentin Tarantino wrote it. I mean, come on, you can't lose. Fair Game, also 1995. That's what I thought. This was the Cindy Crawford, William Baldwin movie. This is based on a book. Apparently, from what I'm told, it has nothing to do with the book. Cindy looks great in it. Selma Hayek, she's in this movie. She plays a character named Rita. I don't remember her in this movie either. I don't remember. I don't know. The 90s I remember mostly like, I don't know, grunge and, movies that starred Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. But yeah, I mean, okay, that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's a movie. Okay, here we go. 1996, fresh year. From Dusk Till Dawn. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know the name of her character, but apparently she did have a name. Her name was Santanico Pandemonium. Pandemonium, yeah. I I didn't know that. All I know is that she probably gives one of the best dance montages in movie history. Again, we talked about how the snake almost killed her. Yeah, again, awesome movie. Basically, this movie is half like heist, half, well, sort of heist. George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino are two, well, I mean, Quentin Tarantino is more of the psycho in this one. But yeah, they both play, robbers, and then they got to go to Mexico, and all of a sudden this movie turns into a vampire movie. Now, it sounds really fucked up, and they've made, I think, a couple movies that went straight to video, which I never saw. But yeah, this is a really well-cast movie. George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis, Selma Hayek, Cheech Marin, again, Danny Trejo. You got Tom Savini, Fred Williamson. I mean, Michael Parks. This Kelly Preston, rest in peace. This awesome movie, absolutely awesome movie. How you're wondering how it goes from a heist movie to a vampire movie, even I can't describe it. All I know is Selma Hayek is absolutely beautiful in this movie, and it is an awesome, awesome, awesome movie. Great movie. Great movie. I remember, and I do have to say this, years ago, like when, YouTube, there were no restrictions and shit, whatever, there was a clip of George Clooney. Like, I remember for a while there, I heard he couldn't remember his lines for a couple movies, and, he would do it like Marlon Brando style, like he would have like things written like behind a coffee cup or whatever, and the one scene in the beginning where, they kidnapped the two girls there, like, it just, it showed him like trying to get out the line like over and over again. Like it was almost like 20, 30 times or something. And then at one point he's getting really frustrated. He's like banging on the table and and of course, if you're a good agent, you have that shit removed off YouTube. I'm just bringing this up because like George Clooney seems like a really cool dude, and this is how much he actually cares about acting. And Quentin's a cool guy, and he's good friends with Robert Rodriguez, who we talked about did the El Mariachi series, their El Mariachi series. Sorry, I fucked up, dry mouth, and I feel like I'm in Mexico now, dealing with all the vampire strippers, but that's awesome. That's awesome. It's just an awesome, awesome movie. I just say that because everybody cared about making this movie. Again, another passion project with Mr. Rodriguez. Did an excellent job. Definitely check that one out. She did a movie called Follow Me Home. Another movie called Fled, which I actually do remember this movie. This is Lawrence Fishburne and I forgot what Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin, yeah, which isn't his daughter married to Justin Bieber there? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Selma Hayek was in it. I forgot she was in this. I like this movie. It's one of those like cheesy '90s movies, buddy movie. I liked it. Okay, is it Lethal Weapon? No, but it's just shut up and watch it. Follows. Oh no, not follows. Out of Malaka. Fools rush in. Fools rush in. Fools rush in love. They do sometimes. They absolutely do. Okay, so Matthew Perry's in this one. Yeah, I remember this movie. I didn't see it. I don't know. It looks like he's playing the same guy from Friends. I wasn't a big fan of Friends. I got to be honest. I have no gripes with the people that did that show. Whenever you can get $1 million an episode, for a TV series, you're laughing. It doesn't matter what the fuck anybody says. The point is, I didn't see this movie. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Dame, as they pronounce it. This TV movie, TV series called Gentil Bien, which means something good. Give me something good. Breaking Up. That was a movie she did. Sistole Diastole. That's a short she did. Here we go. Okay, 1998. She was in a little movie called 54. Okay. I remember this fucking soundtrack being everywhere. You could read my mind, love. Holy shit. If you could believe it, I used to work for Pizza, and this one guy lived in my area, so he would just like pick me up in the morning, because why not save some money? And he looked like a pretty tough guy, I guess, whatever. And like we're just driving in his truck, as most tough guys do. And then he's like, "Oh, you want to listen to some music?" I'm like, "Sure." So I just assume he's gonna put on some rock or whatever. And then like we're riding along Danforth at like 8 a.m. If you could read my mind, love, I'll never be this way. I mean, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is he testing me? What the fuck is going on here? I don't know. Anyways, I've seen this movie. Despite the repetitive soundtrack, this is a very good movie. It's obviously based on the infamous or famous, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, 1970s New York City nightclub scene. The Studio 54. This was the place to be. People would literally, just look up pictures, guys, of this place. Even the outside. The inside will blow your mind. Like inside, it's literally it looked like every night were the Academy Awards. Stars mingling, with each other. Fucking, who knows how much drugs are being, snorted up, classy straws, drinks galore, people getting laid right in front of each other. Nobody gave a fuck. It was just Sodom and Gomorrah. It was, it sounds beautiful. But look at the pictures outside of the people lining up. And I believe the Ryan Felipe character here, the story is made up, but like it's based on the real place. And Mike Myers does an awesome job as Steve Rebell, by the way. Mikey, where you been, man? I don't know. We miss you, buddy. We gotta, I gotta bring up the Leafs again. Jesus Christ, fuck. Any chance of it not happening before September? Anyways, we miss you in movies, man. Where are you? Make another Shrek, okay? Another Wayne's World. Well, what else we got? Austin Powers. Come on, man. Let's do this. Nev Campbell, Selma Hayek, obviously. She plays Anita. She's one of the dancers there. And like the whole point is, it just shows like the whole steps of trying to get the job there, as Ryan's character will show you during the movie. And it gives you a really good idea of what the scene was like back in the day. It was absolutely crazy. Like I said, guys, if you ever have a chance, do some research on Google about Studio 54. You will be impressed. And I thought it was a pretty good little movie. Nothing too crazy or nothing. They got some great documentaries out there about this place. But as always, Selma Hayek did a great job. The Velocity of Gary movie that she did. Welcome to Hollywood. She played herself. The Facility, the Fall Culture. She plays another nurse. I don't know. You guys are setting me up here, guys. I'm trying to keep this class. How hot? Fuck it. How hot would Selma Hayek look as a nurse? Jesus Christ. I don't know. I would have gotten my COVID shot a long time ago. Anyways, Dogma. She plays Serendipity. Okay. Speaking of, again, great dance montages, Kevin Smith, who I will always love. He seems like a very nice guy. I'm glad he survived this heart attack, by the way. I'm a little disappointed he's a vegan now, but I don't know. We all can't be perfect. This movie is basically, the best way I could describe it, it's like a Wizard of Oz religious combined into one. That's the best I can do, guys. I've been recording this for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm tired. But anyways, very funny movie. One of Kevin Smith's best. I would say this or Clerks is my favorite movie. She plays a muse, and for those of you who don't know what a muse is, it's someone that inspires. Back in the day, painters had muses. Okay, Leonardo had it. Pretty sure Michelangelo had it. pretty sure, every person that's been named before the Ninja Turtles had it. It's someone that inspires you. And a lot of guys, maybe even to this day, we feel we need, that woman's sense and warmth to inspire us, And I thought it was a really funny part she had. Obviously, she looked great as a stripper. I mean, just thank you. Yeah, it's just a very funny movie. I mean, you got all the View Askew, Kevin Smith characters, from his world, whatever, all the classics. And yeah, very, very funny movie. I thought it was funny where she said at one point she was known for the majority of the movies that were the top grossing movies of all time, except for, about the one about the kid that was trapped in the house. She had nothing to do with that. Someone had to sell their soul for that one. I thought that was good. Yeah, so very funny movie. Definitely check it out. Will Smith, Wild Wild West, the video, which, oh God. Fuck it. Then she was in No One Writes to the Colonel. Wow, again, okay. 1999, oh God. Wild Wild West. She played Rita Escobar. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mentioned this before, I've seen some shitty movies up north. Anyways, actually, it's funny that I just mentioned Kevin Smith, because Kevin Smith at one point, he said in one of his, an evening with Kevin Smith, these are specials that he does. It's like a comedy thing he does like on stage, but basically people just ask him questions and he tells them about his life. And he told the story, how he actually did, some kind of story involving a robot spider. And then years later, he ends up seeing it in this fucking movie. So, and was that the best part, or was it seeing Selma Hayek's ass the best part? I mean, that was definitely the best part. But the point is, this movie's a horrific piece of shit. And Will Smith turned down this movie, a little known movie called The Matrix, to fucking do this piece of shit. Oh, God. Will, I love you, man, and I think I talked about this already, but, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you, what was everybody thinking? Klein, what were you thinking? Hayek, what were you thinking? Fuck, I get it, looks like a big budget, and, again, I was born in 82, but was the Wild Wild West TV show, which obviously is what the movie's based on, was it really that good that they had to make another movie, It was a theme in the 90s for some reason. I don't know, they were taking all these, old shows, like the Beverly Hillbillies and Sergeant Bilko, and just fucking ruining everything, They just, obviously it's not going to be as good as the original cast, the TV show, it's a different time. Fuck off. What a way to end the year and the decade and the century, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Holy shit. Oh, God. Anyways. She was in a TV series called Action. She played herself. Time Code. Chain of Fools. Living It Up. Traffic, which is a great movie. Her character is uncredited. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think she was in it for a little bit, not just a quick little cameo. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, but excellent movie, obviously, about the drug trafficking trades, different scenarios, people taking drugs, people dealing it. Hell of a cast. You got Michael Douglas. You got Jacob Vargas. You got Catherine Zeta-Jones. I love saying that name. Tom Cheadle. Dude, fucking awesome movie. Absolutely great movie. So, when you got a chance, check it out. Enjoy the cameo by Selma Hayek. And there you go. Hotel. Another movie she did, 2001. In the Time of the Butterflies. That was a TV movie. And in 2002, she did a little movie called Frida, where she played Frida Kahlo. Now, basically talked about all the shit that she had to go through for this movie. Again, this is a great movie. I mean, like, obviously, it was worth it, but I mean, she didn't have to go through all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make it sound like that, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, this is a really, really good movie. I mean, if she's probably ever going to be known for one specific role, it's definitely this one. You can tell she put her all into it. Really cool. If anything, I found out that the unibrow she has, for those of you who don't know, if you're Spanish or Greek or Italian, we tend to grow a little bit more hair than we have to, and that is her actual eyebrow. She just let it grow for, I think, give or take a month, and that's it. I mean, you give me a week, I'm going to look like Bert and Ernie. But again, I mean, she did a phenomenal job with this movie. It's a really crazy story. I don't want to give a lot away. I mean, she marries the one guy here, played by Alfred Molina, who is an awesome actor. I mean, he's been in a bunch of shit. I mean, a lot of people know him for Spider-Man 2, playing, the Dr. Octopus there. It's just funny. I mean, like, they had a hell of a marriage in real life. I mean, the couple they were based on, they had like two houses that they lived in separately, but connecting the two houses was like a pathway. So if they ever wanted to visit each other, they could just do that. Again, it was a hell of a marriage. Great story. Like I said, I don't want to give a lot away. I just wanted to say that because maybe a lot of couples would be better off like that. I don't know. The point is, it's an excellent movie. So whenever you have the chance, check it out. It's probably her best acting performance I've ever seen on film. She got nominated for an Oscar for it. She didn't win, unfortunately, but a hell of an accomplishment for sure. Spy Kids 3D, Game Over. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which is the last of the El Mariachi trilogy there. She came back. Why not? Johnny Depp ended up joining this cast too. Very good movie. And not as good as, Desperado, I'm not going to lie. Actually, a funny story with me in this movie. I had to go meet some friends in the West End, and if anybody knows me, I get lost wiping my ass. And I ended up picking up my first and only hitchhiker. I've never hitchhiked myself, but I pull on the side of the road, and I'm like, dude, like, how do you get to this theater? And he's like, oh, it's just 10 minutes away from there. I'm going that way too. Do you mind giving me a lift? And I figured, fuck it. I gave him a lift, and I made a subtle joke saying, oh, I hope you don't kill me. And then there was a very awkward pause after that. But then after that, we ended up talking about hockey, and he knew a bunch of old hockey players, and he ended up being a really good guy, and very good directions too. So I ended up meeting a fellow hockey fan and seeing a pretty good movie. So it was a good night. After the Sunset in 2004, I remember this movie. I remember it being okay. I don't remember a lot of it. Decent little cast. Got Pierce Brosnan in there, Woody Harrelson, Don Cheadle again. Decent little movie. Not bad. What else we got here? We got Banditas. I never saw this movie. It has her and Penelope Cruz in this movie. Why haven't I seen this movie? That's actually a very good question. I have no excuse for not seeing this movie. Sorry, guys. I know it's Saturday. I don't know. I got some time to kill later. Yeah, why not? Ask the Dust. Lonely Hearts. Then she started doing the TV series Ugly Betty, as I mentioned before. I didn't really watch this show. I watched a little bit here and there. There's a classic elevator scene with a very lucky white guy. If you're a guy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Across the Universe, Seer Creek du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant. Okay. Grown Ups. I talked about that before. Ended up seeing it in theaters. Decent little movie. You know, not Sandler's best movie, but still funny. People were laughing their ass off in the theater. I liked it. I thought, listen, anytime you can get Kevin James to, you know, accidentally break a pool is fine with me. I don't care. I love everybody in this movie. It's all good. I felt they laughed too much at their own jokes in the movie, you know. And they did make it kind of a comparison to, it's kind of like The Big Chill, like Adam Sandler's version of that. But I mean, listen. I love Adam Sandler to the day I die. I don't give a fuck. It's still a good movie. I liked it. Americano, Puss in Boots. Yeah, so she was part of that Shrek franchise for a bit. You know, they did the spin-off there with, you know, Puss in the Boots. And, you know, guess who was the love interest? See, her and Antonio Banderas, they knew what they were doing there. And I said before, and I'll say it again, voice work, easy paycheck. As luck would have it, another movie she did, we're up to 2011, The Pirates, ! Band of Misfits. Savages, yeah, I was kind of disappointed in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I love Oliver Stone, don't get me wrong. If you ever see this movie, by far the most interesting character in this movie is Benicio del Toro's character. He pops in and out. They should have just had the movie based on that guy. But yeah, you know, it's a decent little movie. You know, Selma Hayek plays the boss, Elena. So yeah. Then they did Savages. The Interrogations is a video short. I'm assuming it has something to do with the original movie. Here Comes the Boom. Got Kevin James in there playing, or no, he's trying to be a UFC fighter. It's possible. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's, you know, I've seen crazier shit in film. Okay, and he somehow gets Selma Hayek. Which again, I've seen crazier things in film, but you know, it's a decent little movie. I liked it. Guest spot a couple times on 30 Rock, the TV show. Very funny show. Always give props to Tina Fey, fellow Greek. Again, they made Grown Ups 2, which I actually like way more than Grown Ups 1. I don't know, Grown Ups 2, like, I don't know. I'm not saying the movie doesn't have a plot, but it's like you know. Each of the scenes is like his own little skit, you know what I mean? I thought it was funny. I liked it better than part 1, so I'll just say that. There's also that funny interview that she did. I don't know if it was for the first, I think it was for the first movie, that her and her fellow actresses were being interviewed, and then all of a sudden like a snake showed up in the interview, and they're all just like freaking out and, you know, like just hopping on the chairs, you know, like whatever, and I don't know, you can't blame him. I'd be jumping in the water, but you know, she's probably like, "Fuck this snake shit again." And then she did for Rights a Montre TV movie documentary. I fucked that up for sure. Muppets Most Wanted. I haven't watched a Muppet movie in years, so yeah, I'll assume it's good. Then she did Kali Gibran's The Prophet, and she did a movie called Everly, where she played Everly. Never heard of this one. Wait, an action thriller centered on a kidnapped woman who faces down hitmen sent by a mob boss, her captor, while trying to protect her family from his wrath. Huh. That doesn't, that sounds all right. I don't know. I'm going to have to check that one out too. All right. Some kind of beautiful. Tale of Tales. September's of Shiraz. I Saved My Belly Dancer. Video short. She played the dancer. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check this one out. Again, guys, where are my memos on these movies? Like, what's, there's certain things you gotta, fuck. Sausage Party. No, that's, I remember seeing this movie in in theaters. This is basically Seth Rogen's project here. Doing the whole like Pixar style animated movie, but it's R-rated. It's about a sausage strives to discover the truth about his existence. Okay, let me explain that more. So it's basically about food coming to life in the supermarket. And they don't know the real world outside the supermarket. So food thinks, there's this magical place, that's like heaven and whatever, that's where they're going. But instead, they might get thrown in a hot pan of water. They might get chopped up, shit is definitely going down. So, and of course, they need someone to play the taco quesadilla, and who better than Selma Hayek? Again, this proves how good of a sense of humor Selma Hayek. Did I just say Selma? Selma Hayek has in life. This is a really funny movie. The last, I would say, 5-10 minutes of this movie is extremely fucked up and funny at the same time. But she's great in it. Tons of great people in it. Jonah Hill, James Franco. Yeah, I know what's going on. Michael Cera, Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig. Danny McBride. Lots of funny voices in this one. So definitely check this one out. If you're a Seth Rogen fan, you'll love the movie. It's that simple. Beatrice at dinner. Dinner? Yeah. I don't know. I saw diner. I'm starting to lose it. How to be a Latin lover. Teach me. 11th Hour. The Hitman's Bodyguard, which a lot of people didn't like this movie for some. I loved it. Okay, I think they're trying to do a whole, again, a Lethal Weapon kind of shit here. But again, I liked it. I was pretty good, and they're making another one, so I must know what I'm talking about. And she plays Samuel Jackson's husband. Or wife, I'm sorry, to his husband, of course. And you get Van Wilder in there, aka Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, kicking ass as well. Not as those characters. I'm just saying this is what I associate him with. But very good movie, good rapport back and forth with Reynolds and Jackson there. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Good action. I'm looking forward to the next one. The Hummingbird Project. I don't know if it could be about hummingbirds. I'm not sure. Drunk Parents. This movie, I think, went straight to video or something. They did not get a good rating. I thought it was going to be way funnier. The surprising cameo by Will Ferrell. Even that was kind of, we were hoping for a little bit more. But hey, if I'm Alec Baldwin, I got a chance to work with Selma Hayek. I'm doing it, okay? All right, everyone can fuck off. Like a Boss. I didn't see that one. I heard good things though. The Road's Not Taken. Didn't see that one. Bliss. Coming up in 2021. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. See, there you go. So they're gonna definitely put Selma Hayek probably in a bigger role in this one. There you go. And she's got a couple other things happening. Internals, which is it's a whole superhero thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so she's playing a superhero. All right, you got Angelina Jolie in there. I'm yeah. Buddy, you sold me. I'm there. And the last thing that she's got coming up is House of Gucci, where she plays Pina Arima. Arima. Oh, no, Ariema. I think I said that right. Pina Ariema. There you go. I got a couple good people in here. We got Al Pacino, Jared Leto, Adam Driver, Lady Gaga, Jeremy Irons. All right, okay. So what's this one? What's it about? The story of how Patrizia Reggiani, the ex-wife of Maurizio Gucci, plotted to kill her husband, the grandson of reowned. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm tired. I'm almost done. Don't worry. Reowned fashion designer Guccio Gucci. Oh, there you go. Okay, well, there you go. Directed by Ridley Scott. There you go. I'm there. Al Pacino's in it. I'm there. There's certain things you got to say in my life, that'll get me going. Selma Hayek. Oh, I'm there. That's it. So, as you can see, she shows no signs of slowing down, because there's always this bad, thing where people say, oh, women get older, they can get less roles and they can't, get the best roles anymore. Fuck off. You can get as many roles as you want. Anybody can get as many roles they want as long as they work their asses off. I mean, the shit that she did and everything she had to go through, like I said before with Frida, should allow her to work for the rest of her life. They're plain and simple. Okay? She's earned it. Absolutely. How many people can say they come here from wherever and work their asses off and build an awesome reputation like this? I mean, that's the American dream, guys. That's anybody's dream, really. I mean, if you think about it, that's all we want to do. We just want to, do what we love. And Selma Hayek is absolutely doing that. And she shows no signs of slowing down, and she's going to keep making movies. She's going to keep kicking ass, and she's going to keep being beautiful. You know why? Mexican genes. It is truly a beautiful part of North America. And I want to thank the country of Mexico for providing us with this beautiful woman who is just totally awesome. By the way, I forgot to mention that in Ask the Dust, she's going in the water in her birthday suit. It's awesome. The point is, she's going to keep working her ass off. I heard a great story by 3-6 Mafia that to go into Selma Hayek's house, before you enter, you have to eat a bug. I will eat a whole colony. Eminem was frozen at the Academy Awards when seeing Selma Hayek. This is a guy who has seen it all, everything from the movies to music to 8 Mile, and still is stunned by her beauty. He said that he was just absolutely frozen and he didn't know what to do. You can't blame him. But it's awesome, the fact that we have a woman who is willing to put up with all of our bullshit, put up with all the things behind the scenes of movies, and create awesome work. and is still going and shows no signs. I'll say it one more time. No signs of slowing down. There's just one more thing I have to say. Obviously, I didn't mention the obvious thing that a lot of people know Selma Hayek for. Why should I? Do I have to be the one to mention it? Do I have to say that that's the reason why she's famous? As in the words of Terry Hatcher on Seinfeld, they're real and they're spectacular. And if I had $44.1 billion, I might just be the luckiest Frenchman in the world. I don't think it's the money, though. I think it's the whole James Bond thing. And again, I'm going to do a podcast one day on James Bond and how James Bond just can get any woman he wants. And I think that's part of it. I truly, truly want to believe that. But in all seriousness, she's an awesome woman, really smart, balls of steel, 36C, which I think Google, you're way off on this one. Short women always have the best breasts because God is extremely sorry for what he did to your height. The point is, if you want a good, strong, beautiful woman to look up to, may I suggest the lovely Selma Hayek.